Great win. I thought whenever you beat your rival, I think it's really good. And I think we had a great crowd today. I didn't know what to expect because I don't know how many people are on Christmas break, but to have 10,000 people here, almost or right under 10,000, at this time on December, whatever, 29th, I think. I think it was really good. And I'm happy with the way we played. I didn't know what to expect today because think about just our last couple weeks. We had a really high against Baylor. I thought we played our best game of the season. And then we're okay against UTA. Then it's the Christmas break. And then we're walking into mentally into going 3 games in 5 days. So how are we going to respond? I don't know. I didn't know what to expect exactly with ASU because they're so different than before when Charlie was there. Now Natasha's a totally different system with so many new players. So I didn't really know what to expect from us. I'm still learning a lot of things about our team, but I thought we've improved in a lot of areas. It's not perfect by any means, but we're sharing the ball better. We're more efficient. I mean, 24 assists on 36 field goals is a huge thing for us, and it's stuff we've been emphasizing. Still have to work on boxing out a lot better, but we're pursuing the ball, and I think we're doing so many things that I haven't seen us do in like the last month. So I'm happy that we're taking steps forward.
Throughout the game, I could hear you guys say, don't take jump shots and they're attacking the paint.
Yeah.
Was that one of your emphasis, just like I asked Jade there?
Well, not settling. I think actually, I'm really happy it's 7 threes because if we can win a game like this and we can score, what was the final score? We scored 84 points and only took 7 threes. That's great because I think about a month ago we would have taken 27, and I think we're shooting the three pretty well tonight. We didn't, but I felt like we missed a couple. But I felt like we would have taken 10 more. I think we would have had a good percentage, and just usually Jade will take 7. So I'm happy with that. I'm not mad at all. I think we did some good things. I don't like one pass jump shot. Like, that bothers me. I like us moving the ball, sharing the ball. Then when I saw the 24 and 36, that's positive. So, we're playing more like a team, and that's what we have to do. Now, we didn't guard the three-point line great today. I thought that we let Simmons hit some stuff right in our face. At the end of shot clocks, I think we kind of relaxed after playing 27 seconds of really good defense. Then the last 3 seconds, we probably gave up 5 threes like that. So that's not characteristic of our defense. So we have to improve that in that area.
Jade, I know you guys have been talking about working her more inside. She took a lot of mid-range shots today and started knocking those down. Can you just talk about her development from the start of the season till now?
Yeah, I mean, Jade leads the conference in three-point field goal percentage. So I am trying to show her and open her eyes and her mind that she's more than just a three-point shooter. She's strong, she's physical, she's an athlete, the way she jumps in her jump shot. So she can post up. So you saw the first play we ran was a post up for her. She can post up, she can get to the basket, and then her three will be easier to get to. And I also challenged her for getting assists, and she had 4 today. So those kind of things is what she needs to be more complete, and I think she's headed in the right direction. And she's capable. That's the thing. I wouldn't ask her to do something that she can't do. So it's my expectation for her. So now I just want to see her with a few more rebounds, which she can. I mean, she's strong and physical, so I want her to demonstrate that, and I think when she does that, it'll show up in the stats.
Field students score much today, but 4 steals without a foul, 3 assists with only 1 turnover. I mean, how important is doing those things?
It's very important. If you think of Sam Thomas, it was vital to our success. I didn't even realize that Lauren only had a few points because it doesn't matter because she did a lot of things that led to us scoring and us getting stopped. So she continues to be a great starter for us. I mean, her efficiency was 17, so that's positive, and I think she had a good game. And she will get those shots, I think, but other people were turning the corner, kind of getting action. And a lot of times we were trying to get, Treasure Hunt to get into actions because she's kind of like a 4-3, so we tried to get her to run off screens. And so that kind of made probably Lauren just stick a little bit in the corner. But I thought Lauren had a good game. She's just solid and consistent, and that's what I like about her.
Jaden Simmons has had better games than she did tonight this year. Were there some things that you designed specifically to try to keep her from getting to the free throw line? And
No.
Just
No, like we respect her. ASU is a good team, and I think Natasha does a really good job. They're coached well. They run good sets, and Simmons always torches us. We showed some film of last year. She always kills us. So we know she's a good player. It's funny because it felt like she did a lot more damage in the game because she did things that led to shots. So a lot of times when we were trapping her, she like dribbled on one side, dribbled on the other, drew our trap out and led to open shots. So although she didn't look like she was that efficient on offense. She did do things that led to open shots for them. So I think that that's kind of misleading. That's why I don't like hang my head on all these because I thought she was valuable for them. Yes, usually she gets the basket and scores more, but I mean we had a hard time. Is that is this your nighttime jams or what? No, it's no big deal. So yeah, I thought she did some good things, and she's hard. She's fast. She's hard for us to trap. So she's a good player. It just wasn't her best night, but yeah, I don't think that I think she'll play a lot better. She likes when she plays against us because she usually plays really well.
The front court got 5 assists today. How important is them able to get the other teammates involved?
Yeah, it's really important. For them to assist, that means that they're making extra passes, they're not forcing stuff, or they're passing out to shooters. So I think it's really good. Just like I challenge the guards to get some more rebounds, I challenge the post to rim runs. Sometimes it leads to the guards open shots. If they don't get it, it leads to open threes. Them to pass out, not force balls. So I think that's good. I mean, I thought Kate and Mary did a really good job on the boards. I know Kate only had 3, but I think she did a good job of being physical with her person. So Mary kind of chased some of those down. So they continue to play really well. And I can't ask for much more if they're 14 for, 22? So 14 for 22 from the floor. That's really good. So.
Your freshmen, they got quite a bit of time today. What did you see from them?
So still, Maya's getting in better shape. I think that playing those long minutes, you see they get a little bit fatigued like Paris. And that's just the adrenaline of the game and the game speed. It's different than practice. So I think working them into shape a little bit better is really important. And letting them play through mistakes. Kaylin had a few mistakes. We pulled her, then put her back in. I think the habits that, Kaylin, Maya, and Paris need to get better at. Not so much Lamaya, because I didn't see it as much, but boxing out. I think that it's the high school habit of just looking and watching. And you saw one time Skinner took a shot, and then she went and got her own rebound, and Caitlin's kind of standing there. So those are freshman things, but those are good teaching things to show on film. But I thought they did well. At the end, it looked a little sloppy, but it's also a lot of freshmen out there trying to run offense in front of 10,000 people. It's a lot of different things going on. So I think they did a good job. I think I'm glad that we were able to allow them to make a mistake and play through it. I think that's something we don't have the luxury of doing, in certain situations. So the time is now to get them experience, because I don't know on the road, it's going to be close games. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of blowouts in the Pac-12. So it's harder and harder to get them that experience and get them those minutes, and it's valuable.
Coming into the game, did you have any idea that you'd be able to let them play most of the fourth quarter like that?
No. Because I think there's a couple things you're trying to work. Like in a perfect situation, you're not going to put 5 freshmen on the floor together or 4 freshmen and a sophomore. In a perfect world, you're going to put Kaylin in there with 2 experienced wings and post, because it makes it easier for them and there's better communication. Or we're going to put Maya in with experienced core around her, because then there's, they kind of tell you what to do and stuff like that. But it's not, if I do that, I can only play 1 or 2 people. So in order for me to get minutes for players and let them get that conditioning experience, I have to play them together just because of how many people we have. Otherwise, I'm playing one of the starters 30 minutes. And sometimes that's hard, and sometimes I knew it was going to be a little bit ugly. But the main important thing was getting them on the floor, getting them minutes, getting them experience, getting them some, once you have that experience, the next game's easier. But I think it's, you're wide-eyed, and your first game in front of 10,000, I guarantee they've never played in front of 10,000 people. They've never played against some good college players, and it's better competition than our non-conference. So I think all those things are intimidating. Kaylin has to go out and guard an experienced guard. And so that's not easy. And, Maya's going against Treasure Hunt and some good players. So I think it's good for them, and it makes them better each game. And that's what we want long-term, because who knows what happens. You don't know if at the end of the year you're going to need someone to step in and start, because there's injuries. So just stuff happens, and it's a short season. So, yeah, I was very happy.
After a fast start that you had tonight, how do you reinforce with your team, not only during the game but throughout the week, keeping that sustained pressure, not letting them sit back on their heels like they kind of looked like they might have somewhere in the third quarter?
Yeah, I think that's hard sometimes when you're a new team, 7 new players. I think without like a true person on the floor. I think the difference of years in the past, if you looked at Ari always played one speed. Like she was always go, and she was going 110%, and she was always fast and playing, and that's kind of who she was. And so I think that we don't have that person right now that's just in your shorts every second, like the Energizer Bunny, right? So I think that there's times that when you look and you have a 28-point lead at one point, I think it's very easy then to like not care about every single possession. But that's the difference between a good and a great team. And I think that when you have that someone on the court that's like holding their teammates accountable and true leadership, you have that. Because then that person's yelling at the other person like, you need to play defense. I think we just don't have that right now. Not bad, like we have people emerging as that. But I think when you have that, then you have a championship team. And that's why most teams in America don't have it. So you just have to try to teach that. And also, if you've never won and you've never been there, you don't know what that looks like. So if you don't know what you don't know. But we have a couple players on the team that do know. So they have to be the ones. Like Shayna's been there. Kate's been there. They played in the national championship game. So they are national championship, finals. So they need to extract that from people because they know what that's like. So I think the other players don't know what it's like because they've never won a championship and they've never been there. And so we have to get there.
Sorry. From Kansas till now, what areas would you think you've made the most improvement in?
Most improvement, our fight and our resiliency. I think our attention to detail, our attention to game plan, and that's demanded and expected as a standard, but it's being enforced and the more accountability. I think the understanding that if we do these three things good, we can be great and we can win, and if we don't, we won't be. Because I saw times in the game where they kind of went back to not following attention or doing what we're supposed to do, but then I just am pulling them out faster for that. So when you see people come out, that's usually because they're not doing what we're asking. And so I think that just it opened my eyes to that, and I think that being disciplined, I think we're more disciplined. We aren't as disciplined as we need to be, but more than we were a month ago. So it's just teaching and getting better at those things. But like, for instance, if we're supposed to play a certain way on a down screen, every time on the weak side, then if you're not doing it, you need to sit. Because that tells me that you aren't, because the problem is if you don't do it, then you mess up what the other people are doing because you're running into this person. She can't get to there, so it affects everybody. So I think paying attention to the game plan and being disciplined. So we did not do that in Kansas. We just did not do what the game plan was or what I asked. So now I think understanding, and then I think seeing the results. So those players, we realized they didn't do it. In the game, I didn't realize that stuff wasn't just being done until a lot of film. So now I'm looking for those. I'm charting certain things, which I never had to do with teams I've had. I'm charting some specific things throughout the game of many, like everybody. And so then I know because I have the numbers. Like this person didn't do this 7 times, or whatever. But I never had to do that. So I never had to hold like so many people accountable for some of those little things that we're not going to be successful. And then we did the things, and we had success against Baylor. And then there's confidence and there's trust, right? So then you want to do those more. So it's just getting the players to be consistent in that, and we're not there yet. But we're getting there. That's a lot of practice. That's good.
You had said the team needed to show more energy, defense and rebounding in second halves. How do you think the team played in those areas in the second half tonight?
I think we didn't box out consistently, especially when we go into our subs. But even with our starters, I think we pursue the ball a lot, but we don't have the discipline to box out as much. But it's a lot better. I think I don't really know too many teams that really box out. Usually, if you're bigger, you out jump people. As Mary just out jumps people. But I think as teams get better, and when you're talking about championships, like if you don't do those little things, you don't win. I think we're better. I think defensive intensity has to sustain whether you're up by 2 or you're up by 28. And I think we're not there yet, but we got to work towards that. And I look at the greatest teams I've ever coached, like the Final Four year. We weren't there yet here in December. We honestly weren't. So I'm optimistic that we're gonna get there, but like it takes us emphasizing it every day because players value what you value. If you're gonna value and work on something every day, you're gonna get good at it because they're gonna be so sick of working on it. And they're gonna, like tomorrow we're gonna work on boxing out, to be honest, and we're gonna work on some defensive stuff. So you have to do it, but we have to get better. No.
The last time I talked to you in person before you go today, what's the schedule?
My last time seeing you guys in 2022. The last time seeing you this year.
What's the schedule like over the week, you know?
Yeah, so tomorrow we'll practice in the morning. I think we're at 11. We'll have film, and then they have recovery right now after this game recovery. So film, practice in the morning, focusing on Cal, leaving right after practice, get there, and then tomorrow's the only time we can get into the gym at Cal, so we'll go shoot in the gym there just for like 30 minutes. And then we'll go to dinner, so it's a late dinner, go back to the hotel. The next day we have shoot around in a different gym, which is, not that helpful because you want to shoot in our game gym, so that's why we have to do it tomorrow. And then just a breakfast, shoot around, come back, pregame meal, like an hour, then go to the game. It's busy, then a post-game dinner. And then the next day we travel to, like 10 in the morning, we travel to Stanford, so Palo Alto. And then we'll check into the hotel, practice, earlier dinner, and then we leave at like 9 in the morning on Monday, and we have like an 11:30 game. So it's not a lot of downtime. We'll do a little bit of recruiting while we're there. And then it's pretty busy. Yeah.
You thought of Skinner. Pellington's obviously a high-quality defensive player, but Skinner still had a pretty good game. I just kind of wonder what you thought.
Yeah, I mean, she took 21 shots, which is a lot. I think she's a really good player. I mean, 5 for 11 from 3. I think she hit some really tough threes. I mean, 26 of their 66 points. At one point, she had like half of their points. She's good. She made some tough shots and Shayna's like, I have my hand in her face. I'm like, well, don't run off the 3-point line. I think she hit 3 shots like in our grill in the shot clock probably. She's small. Yeah, she's small, fast. Like, I like her energy. I like her enthusiasm. I like how, the crowd didn't like her. It's funny or they were happy she was out. Like, I was happy too. The crowd like went crazy. So I like a player like that because that tells me the crowd is like, get out of here. Like that means you're doing something good. So I like her. I like her energy. I like her enthusiasm. She's small. So it doesn't matter to all the little girls out there that are 5 foot tall and can't think, they don't think they can play college basketball. Yeah, you can. Her and Ari are living testaments to that. You can be a great player. Yeah. But that, I don't know. So I think that's good for everybody to see that because she's small, but she plays with a big heart. So I think that was a really good player to get for Natasha.
How would you specifically, did you specifically think of a way to guard her or to hold her down, or don't you?
No, because we didn't do it. So whatever I thought, it didn't work. No, I didn't think she'd come in here and, I didn't think she'd come in here and have 26 points. So that's on our players. But, we knew that she averages 20 points a game. So we knew she's a good guard. We knew she's going to take a lot of points. I mean, she took 21 shots. So, took a quarter of their shots. So I'm not surprised. I just didn't think she hit so many tough shots that she hit. But she was 10 for 21. But she's a good player. We had to guard her. I thought she was toasting us at times, and I thought we gave her way too many threes at the end of shot clocks. That was probably 3 out of 5 of her threes were probably like, ugh, they were at the very end, like 2 seconds to go. But she's not afraid, and she's tough. I like her.
Because of her size, could you get? I'm thinking if you had quite a bit. Well, of course, everyone's going to be bigger than her, but that's as close to as quick as her. It's her quickness that really kills you.
Yeah, she's quick, I think, but Shayna's really fast. Like, she's quicker than Shayna, but Shayna's probably just as fast. Yeah, I think she. But when Shayna was out, it was kind of hard to keep her in front of us. But she's good.
So, Esmeri had another double-double tonight, and she's probably averaging now a double-double, or she was pretty close to
I think
that.
she was second, maybe the conference in rebounds. I think she should be first probably.
So how have you seen her grow since she's been here, and then especially within tonight's game from?
I've seen her communications better. You guys have just seen her even grow in the press conferences. So she's continuing to get more comfortable. She is, that's not mine. I found mine on the floor. She's continuing to get more comfortable. I think, she didn't have a chance to shoot the 3 tonight. Her shooting's getting better. She's always the great rebounder that she is. I think that's just her. She has quick hops. She pursues the ball really hard. So she should average 10, 12 rebounds a game, which I think she will. But I think she's been really efficient. She was 9 for 14 tonight. She's usually been better than that. But overall, she's shooting a really high percentage from the floor. And tonight she showed her strength around the basket. She was successful in some of these isolations. So I thought she played a really good game. I mean, there was a lot of contact on a couple of the rebounds and putbacks she missed. But she doesn't worry. She plays tough, and I really love the way she plays. I'm glad she's here on our team. She's made us a lot better. Cool. All right, you guys have a good night. Happy New Year's. Yeah, you're welcome. No, I don't care.